Excuse me, we start off with Gemini. Let's see what the next sign is. So that is the lucky sign. It's going to be red. Virgo, not surprised. And then look at Cancer. If you watched the Gemini reading, you would not be shocked why that just came out. Okay, so Gemini, then Virgo. Watch the Gemini reading if you can. Always, you guys always, if you are dealing with somebody, cross watch there. Like if you know a Cancer, watch it. So that way you get to better see like where they're coming from, what they're going through, right? And better understanding people, right? So if you have time, that is. But yeah, it's funny that so Virgo came out in Gemini's reading and Cancer came out in Gemini's reading. So Virgo and Cancers, if you have a chance, definitely watch Gemini's reading. I'll push these up here. So this is Virgo's reading. Actually, I'm going to go like this so we don't get confused. Okay. Virgo, this is your reading for January, mid-January. But trust that whenever you find this video, you are meant to watch it. Trust the process, trust in the universe. Okay. So we have the Three of Swords in reverse, the Two of Swords, the Queen of Cups. What else? Ooh. Well, yeah. Okay, the Eight of Cups. 1, 2, 3, 4. The Knight of Wands. The Five of Swords in reverse. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll go like this. We'll do 10. And then the Ace of Pentacles. Sorry for my OCDs. I'm not perfect. I don't pretend to be. Never will I be. Oh. Whoa, I love it when they fall off the table. Well, that was explosive. Let's find out why. Okay, Four of Cups in reverse. Spirit guides, intuition, grateful. The Emperor in reverse. One more, please, Spirit. High Priestess. All right. Let's get to reading, Virgo. So this is your reading. Like I said, trust in the process. I do tarot differently. I tell you the energies of the card, what they mean, and you tell your story, Virgo, because not every Virgo can be going through exactly what the other Virgo is going through at the exact same time. With the exact, do you see what I'm saying? So I tell you, I explain the cards to you. You tell your story, okay? That way, and you also learn a little bit more about tarot. So when you watch the other tarot readers, you know why they're saying what they're saying, right? All right, so here we go. We have the Three of Swords in reverse. Pardon me, I lost my voice because I've been doing readings a lot. Okay, so threes are in the tree of life are like they're like Bana, right? Bana means like the great mother. Okay, so it's the understanding aspect of it. So the three is actually the first time multiplication, so it's the first time that actually a number takes into shape, right? So to me, three is a divinity. Okay, like there could be hot and cold. The third divinity would be what brings those two together, right? Like night and day, man, woman. Okay, so Three of Swords. Swords represents our thought process, our mental suit. Okay, so if you think of a sword and a mirror, they're almost similar, right? So it mirrors the quality of our minds. So swords are air signs, which is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. You could be dealing with Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But this card is the Lord of Sorrow. Okay, so this is Saturn and Libra. Okay, so Saturn is the planet of karma, and Libra is justice, right? So, but this is in reverse. Meaning that this is like paralyzing. Whatever you're going through is paralyzing. It's depressing. You're not understanding the sorrow. Where the mind turned on itself is in a very vicious way. So maybe you're not accepting of what is going on with you. Or if this isn't you, it could also be the person that you're dealing with, right? It could be an air sign. They might be paralyzing over this situation or very depressed, not understanding the sorrow, like I said, because remember I told you threes are understanding why this is happening or why did this happen, right? A lot of people think that this is like when it's reversed that it's actually healing, but it's really not because of the lower polarity, right? If it was upright, it would be the higher polarity. So the lower can actually be better than the higher. Do you see what I'm saying? So this is where it's actually the mind turn on itself, and it's a very vicious way. Okay. We have to feel that sorrow, that pain, and heal from it in a healthy manner, right? In order to understand it and heal from it, learn from it, grow from it, right? Then we have the Two of Swords. I wouldn't doubt if you're dealing with an air sign, Virgo. So this is another air sign, which is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Twos on the tree of life are balance and partnerships. So this could definitely be about a partnership. So this is, the twos on the tree of life are Chokma, right? So it's the second sphere. So the aces, if you think about the tree of life, right? So the aces are like a pure essence. They're not actually manifested in life. So twos are like the overviews of giant principles, right? So twos are the first time that each suit actually show themselves in a life situation. So two means like a duplication, or a root meaning like to fold or to duplicate, right? So it replicates each other. So it's the first time that the suit is actually reflected back to the Godhead, right? So it's two. Makes sense, right? So all twos are a card of harmony, and all twos are an element in its purest form. It's in its highest form because it's not tainted yet, right? This is where it actually shows up in our life situation and a life meaning. So this is Libra and the moon. Okay, so wasn't this Libra too as well? The Three of Swords was also Libra. So you have a lot of justice happening in your life right now. Yep, this is Libra too as well. So this was Saturn in Libra. This is the moon in Libra. So Libra is the justice card. So there's a lot of balance, a lot of you know, the scales coming into balance, right? So this is Libra and the moon. So this is the Lord of Peace, okay? So she is poised. She's agile from the Justice card, right? And she's seeing with the blindfold on. So it doesn't mean that she's actually blind. She's actually seeing with her internal vision, right? What's inside her. So the tides are low, and the rocks show that even if she gets up with this blindfold on, she's not going to trip over anything, okay? And the reason why is because she's actually turning inward to see, right? She's trusting her inner guidance, or her inner knowing, right? She's looking inward, yearning for harmony, quietness for peace. Swords are a mental suit, so it's inner peace and truce with your actual self. Okay, so that is possibly what you are going through right now, Virgo, because of this, right? So you're finding, you're turning inwards, and that's what Virgos are known to do. You're known to turn inward, and for that peace and harmony, okay? Okay, so the next card is the Queen of Cups. So Cups represents our feelings, emotions, and our relationships. So these are our water signs, which is Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces energy. This is in reverse. So all queens are great at something, right? She is great at an emotional composure. So either you or somebody in your energy might not have had that emotional composure. Give me just a second, guys. Okay, I do apologize. Sometimes things happen, you know, life happens. I do these readings a lot. They do take a lot of my time, so I'm human and things happen, and I have a life, so I apologize for that. Anyways, the Queen of Cups. Okay, so all queens are great at something, right, in particular. Now, the thing about her is that she has a cup like no other. You can see that, right? So everybody has a cup, but not like her. So the queens are in the realm of Binah, the Great Mother. So there it is again, right? And they are all subconscious, right? So they're feminine, and they are all water. So the Queen of Wands is water and fire, right? Built-in conflict. So imagine what the Queen of Cups is. Water, water, right? So heavy emotion, a lot of emotion. So the Queen of Cups is water, so water, water. All queens are water. So imagine this, you know, makes her the telepathic sender and receiver of all the queens, right? She's psychic, she's imaginative, she's beautiful. She looks at her cup and people wonder what's in her cup. Well, look carefully. There's no other cup like it in the deck, like I said, right? On the sides of the cup, there are actually two angels, and they sit on each side of the cup. She also sits at the water's edge, if you can see that, so that she's like, she's interacting with her imagination and her psychic ability. So because this is in reverse, this is telling me that she's not in her element, right? She's not having emotional composure. So on the lower polarity, because this is in reverse, it's on the lower energy, she may be colorless, okay? And you wonder if there's a core there at all, meaning like she might be being emotionless, right? There's no feelings whatsoever. But what's happening is that she's actually reflecting it back to you. So Spirit is trying to say that you are showing, even if you are emotional, you are showing that you have no emotion right now. Like it may also be I have like a closed channel. She is cardinal water, so she is. This does represent Cancer, but it could be any sign, but doesn't necessarily have to mean that that's what you're dealing with. It just means that they are water signs. So what this means is like she's colorless, she's emotionless. You know, she has no emotional composure. Either it's a little bit too much or none at all, and this is showing none at all. Okay, so you might be coming off as like the heartless one, or maybe not even you. It could also be whoever you're dealing with. Take it as it resonates. Energy is fluid, so we often mirror our partners. So if that's how you feel about them, 9 times out of 10, it's how they feel about you. Okay, so the next card is the 8 of Cups. Now, 8s on the Tree of Life are seeking solutions. Okay, Cups are feelings, emotions, and relationships. So here we go again, right? This is seeking a solution. Well, it's upside down, so that kind of tells me that not seeking a solution, right? Or you're not. You could be seeking a solution, maybe, but I don't think so because of this. I mean, you could have, you could have heartbreak. I'm not saying that you don't. I'm not saying that you're heartless, but to me, what it's showing me is that something hurtful had to happen, right? And now you're trying to find that inner peace, but you might be coming off as emotionless, right? The 8 of Cups in reverse is, okay, so this is Saturn and Pisces. Okay, Saturn is karma. Again, you might be going through a lot of karma, or they might be going through a lot of karma. This is the Lord of Abandoned Success, right? So Saturn is karma. Pisces is a mystical, very spiritual sign, right? So it's like a test of severance. Can you let go, right? So on the lower polarity, the flood comes head for the hills. Okay, other times it's destruction, paralysis, leaving before the situation warrants, right? The card is this card is like the morning after the night before, only the night before never happened. Okay, you just have that feeling. May not be spilled yet, but they believe that they will be. So meaning like you're getting out of there before, you're hitting the hills before it even happens, right? You might not have even, you leave before the situation actually warrants somebody to leave, right? You're like, oh, I'm getting out of here. I'm not dealing with this, right? The card is the morning after, the night before, only the night before never happened, right? So it's saying that you don't take risks. You don't like to take risks because like, God forbid you fail, or you were hurt before and you're not going to even put yourself in that situation to ever get hurt again, right? But you just have that feeling, right? And your cups might not have spilled yet, but you believe they're going to spill, so you might as well just go now because they're going to end up spilling anyways. Yeah, maybe, in the past, I'm sure that's what happened, but you can't always live your life like that, Virgo, because you're never going to experience anything. How do you know that this one time the cups could not have spilled over? You'll never know because you don't even give it a chance. It's like the race is over before it even starts. And so really, who won the race? Nobody. So what's the point of even having the race? Do you see what I'm saying? You have to live. You have to, yeah, we were hurt. And yes, I'm not trying to minimize the pain or anything, because I don't know what you've been through and you don't know what I have been through. But what I'm trying to say is that when we block out, protect ourselves for what could hurt us again, we're also blocking out what could be actually really great. So we can't do that. Then there's no point of, doing it at all. There's no point in I guess that saying is, would you rather have loved and lost and then never loved at all? Well, that's up to you. But what is the point of even trying if you're not even going to let it, if it's going to fail right away? And then it's also contradicting, right? So you don't want, you're going to like, I'm out of here before it actually fails, before whatever, but you're creating that. So it's kind of contradictory. Like, you're just running yourself into a brick wall. There's no, it's kind of redundant to even be in a relationship if you don't even give it a chance. You see what I'm saying? And that's not fair to them because you're hurting them. And round and round we go. It is your prerogative, though, however, to do whatever you want. Just letting you know what, that's, you're not going to know. Is it worth not knowing? I don't know. That's on you guys, right? So then we have the Knight of Wands. So Knights are wands and Knights are wands, duh. Knights are fire and wands are fire. So this is a fire, impulse. Like, he's just on fire, right? Bobby D, set the Knight on fire. So Knights are movement, and on the Tree of Life, it's Hokama. So they are self-conscious cards. They're on top of the fire pillar. So Knights are fire, like I said. They're also mutable. So wands, all wands are fire. Wand, very fiery fellow. Even his horse is red. There's flames coming out of his armor, and even on the top of his helmet, if you can see that, right? So in other words, this person has a lot of enthusiasm, okay? So this is Sagittarius. And why are knights mutable? Well, they are moving, right? So all knights are on horses. So they represent or tend to a matter to change and move, right? So on his cloak, if you can see, there's salamanders. And in just about every fire court card, there's salamanders in it. So this knight's key phrase is impulse to freedom. When he is high and dignified, he does this through yearning, through learning, but in a positive way, okay? So he's 1/3 Scorpio and 2/3 Sagittarius, right? So impulse to freedom. He's dignified. He does this through yearning, through learning. So he's just on his way, right? Just go, go, go. Out of here. On to the next one, right? So it kind of seems like to me. Because the reason why I'm saying that is because knights are not as dignified as a king, right? So he's not there yet. It's like a teenager to a king, right? I'm not saying they're immature. You're immature, but it's the immature version of the king, basically, right? But it's better than the elementary part of it, right? So anyways, this is the Five of Swords. So swords represents our air signs, which is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Fives on the Tree Life are conflict. They are testing. They're ran by Godorva because, hey, evil's got to come from somewhere, right? So this is severity, tough love, part of the testing process. You're halfway through the Tree of Life. So like on the higher polarity, like if this wasn't reversed, it would be testing. On the lower, it's severity, it's conflict. So the Five of Swords, this is Venus and Aquarius. This is the Lord of Defeat, okay? So in reverse, on the lower polarity, your shadow wins, okay? Inner slander. There is a defeat in almost any kind of situation this card would apply to. Okay, so this is why. The Five of Swords, now the swords are a mental suit, right? So Venus is love. Aquarius is a love sign, right? But it's a sign of universal love. It doesn't do well on the one-to-one level, right? So it's a friendship sign. So you have to be on a friendship terms, even with ourselves. So we have to be friends with ourselves, okay? Because what we are defeating is the voice of slander within us, right? So remember that swords are mental, and it processes, right? So if you can see the sky in the background, it's like changed energy. It's charged energy even. It's not calm. There's no calm breeze there, okay? So how, we vanquish the vine of slander, okay? So it is really, it's equivalent to the meeting of the dweller of the threshold, okay? So we have to meet our shadow. We have to know how to say that's not true. Just because you think it doesn't make it so, okay? So one does that on the higher, vanquish unworthy thoughts and emotions, deflecting the shadow, learning to be more positive, see yourself in a better light. But this is in reverse, so it's telling me that you're not doing that. Your shadow wins, okay? The inner slander. There is defeat in almost any kind of situation that this would apply to, because you are you're not vanquishing that slander. You're not defeating that shadow. You're not seeing yourself in a more positive way, right? So you have then no matter what, it's defeat, and you have to throw the swords down and walk away. That's why, because you lose before even losing. You lose before you even are, it's checkmate before you even play a game of chess, okay? So here's the Ace of Pentacles. Interesting, right? So the Pentacles represents earth signs, which is Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. Okay, so this is the Ace of Pentacles. So this is God holding your pentacle, right? He's holding you up to the sun, right? So all aces have the hand of God in it. And because he's holding up to the sun, it gives it power, vitality. He's protecting your pentacle, okay? So aces are the biggest change cards. When you get an ace in a reading, something very big is going to happen. There's a strong force that's present, so you need to take it very seriously. It's the purest form. It's closest to heaven, God's hand, like I said, right? So this is like the sun in the sky. The pentacle is a magical symbol of earth. It shines like the sun over the garden. So this is the golden path. You see that golden path right there? That leads here from all pentacles, results, okay? So it's the finest attainment, absolute materialization and success of whatever you're working on, okay? So pentacles could be like the body, the home, anything earthly, okay? Pretty interesting, right? So I feel like God is holding up and protecting your pentacle because you are going through this. Just, I don't even know what to say. Oh, I really don't. Let's just keep going. So we have the Four of Cups. Cups represents our feelings, emotions, relationships, and this is in reverse, right? So whatever's in those cups are now poured out, right? Fours are mercy. So when the tree bursts in, this is the first time that the tree actually bursts into color, the tree of life. It's ruled by Jupiter, so it gives without regard of the merit of deservingness, okay? So it just gives gratuitous, because of Jupiter, right? It just gives, okay? So number 4 is order. Be really like a straight and solid person, okay? The 4s show how to achieve that solidness. So the 4 of Cups in reverse would tell me that this is the Moon in Cancer, the Lord of Blended Pleasure. So our emotions are the hardest things to keep orderly, right? So this card is more advice than anything. On the lower polarity, it's like someone here has missed the point of everything. And as a result, they feel disappointed, numb, and burdened. So you may have missed the point. Well, of course you missed the point because you don't even let the point be made. You're gone before it's even made, right? So then this is what happens. You feel disappointed, numb, burdened, because you missed the whole point. So like I said, this card is advice. So let's just go over this card as if it were not on the lower polarity, right? So this card is more of advice. Okay, so there's a picture of something that is actually ordered or stable. Okay, so you see this person sitting, gazing discontently at 3 cups on the ground. If you would just look up, you would see that you would see that spirit's trying to offer him something, right? So there's lots of yearning here. So Moon is home to Cancer, and it feels so much. It yearns so much, okay? So these are all earthly pursuits, right? So you're more focused on earthly things than you are more like looking up in the spiritual aspect of things, right? So earthly things like to have more money, a better body, the best relationship, whatever it is, it's not going to, you're not going to be content with it, right? Because if you're not satisfied inside, nothing in this earthly realm is ever going to fulfill you, right? So like if this was on a higher polarity, it was spiritual blessings close, look for it. But this is not. This is like somebody missed the point, and as a result they're disappointed, numb, and they're burdened because you're focused on the wrong things. You missed the point. Okay, so now we have the Emperor card. The Emperor card in reverse. So this is the Father card, right? The Emperor is the number 4 in the Major Arcana. You already know 4s are merited deservingness. We just got over that, right? So the reason why he is considered the Father card is because he is the leader, right? He is the boss. He is authoritative. He's the father card, right? So this is Aries energy, and it's Mars, okay? So in reverse, this is like domination, excessive control, lack of discipline, inflexible. The thing about him is that he has armor underneath all of his clothes. Why? To protect him from vulnerability. He doesn't want to be vulnerable. That's his biggest threat. He's not worried about wars. He's not worried about man. There's nothing in this world that he's worried about. Nothing's a threat to him except being vulnerable. Think about our fathers. They can never ever show vulnerability, but you have to be vulnerable because you're a human being. Our children need us to be vulnerable. Our parents, our siblings, our loved ones, your partner needs you to be vulnerable. Vulnerability is not going to get you killed. Maybe in a war, but you're not in a war. You're in a companionship with a partner, right? So you probably just didn't even open up to them at all. You didn't even give them, you know, the best part of you. You just ran before it could even begin, right? Domination, excessive control, lack of discipline, and inflexible. You're just not having it. You don't care. Like, I'm not saying you don't care, but I mean, like, you don't care to invest. It just seems like you take off before it even occurs, right? Yeah, let's go to the parade, but you're going to leave before the traffic gets bad. So what's the point of even going to the parade? You can't even watch the parade. You see what I'm saying? Like, you're missing the whole point. So the next one is the High Priestess. This is the major arcana. This is number 2. This is balanced partnership. She is the leader of our spiritual realm, right? And I say that because she sits at the gateway and only the gifted can come in, right? The veils being, you know, lifted, if you will. So this is the moon, see that? And Cancer, it does represent Cancer. So this is like enlightenment, veil revealed, divine knowledge, secrets, mystery. So the moon is at her feet. So the moon represents our emotions, right? You know, you probably just threw it on the ground like, I don't even want to deal with emotions, but we have to, like I said. We are spiritual people, and, you know, that's the whole point of us, you know, being spiritual. It's not just the feeling aspect of us, but, you know, being in control of our emotions. She's very intuitive. She's gifted. I'm not sure what they're trying to say with this, but this is balanced partnership, right? Enlightenment, a veil revealed, divine knowledge, secrets, mystery. Might have been secrets or might have been a mystery. I'm not sure. Let's just clarify a couple of things here. I'm truly grateful. This is more of a feminine aspect too. So, you know, you have to, every being has a feminine and a masculine. So maybe you need to be more in touch with your feminine side. That's what they're trying to tell you. 7 of Swords in reverse. I'm not surprised. 4 of Wands. Interesting. And the World over completion. 6 of Wands. Prideful. 3 of Wands. Lord of Dominion. And the World. That's complete. Finale. Cycle closed. Okay, 7 of Swords. 7s are illusionary success. Swords are our mental suit. So this is like somebody trying to get away with something. However, it's in reverse, right? So what is that saying? Like, they're not trying to get away with something, or they already did get away with something, or they just don't even care. So they'll just get away with it right in front of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I just feel like. You know, and the sad thing is that I'm not saying that you don't care, but that's how you're coming across. You know, that's how you're coming across to everything. Because you're just not even taking the time to even, you know, and you're not even taking the time to even let yourself be seen, per se, right? So this is the Lord of unstable effort, the Moon in Aquarius. In reverse, this is like it's like cunning and devious behavior designed to harm others. No good thing is going to come out of it. Asking about something, be careful. I'm trying to get away with something. So yeah, trying to get away with something. You just not run for the hills. And 4 Wands. So this is like a home, kind of, right? So 4s are married and deservingness. Wands are Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So you could be dealing with a fire sign, which is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is the Lord of perfected work, Venus and Aries. Something has been accomplished. You see that people are celebrating. They're rushing out, having a wonderful time. Background shows that it's infused with spirit. There's a ritual going on. So sometimes it's associated with a wedding or a marriage. Okay, it is completion. Venus is the Empress, Aries is the Emperor. They are a wedded pair. It also lets us know. So maybe this could also be that you're married to them, or you were married to them, or you're married to somebody else. I don't know how to take that. I don't know. It's just weird how somebody's trying to get away with something. maybe an illusion of being happy, possibly. I'm not sure. The Lord of perfected work, but nothing's ever perfect, right? So it's completion, rest after labor, celebration of a higher truth and form, a ritual, tangible achievements. Oh, so you might be getting away, somebody might be getting away with something tangible, meaning that getting away with something in our 3D world, right? And then look at the Six of Wands, so that would make sense, right? So sixes are very beautiful, but this is like somebody who's prideful, right? Six of Wands is Lord of Victory, Jupiter and Leo. So somebody may feel victorious in all this, right? Victorious in itself. Jupiter is expansive. Jupiter rules Hassad, and Leo rules the heart, so it's kingly. So there's everything here for good fortune, greatness, and a person is being celebrated. Victory, success, using a crown, carrying the wreath in a parade, perhaps in a honor. So something wonderful has been attained or will be attained. Nice. Okay. That was a kind of crazy turn. Because here, okay, so something had happened that was heartbreak, right? And this is you going finding inner peace. No emotional composure. You're coming off as if you or they are being emotionless. So walked away before you started, yearning to learn, on fire, just rushing through. Slander within yourself. It ends before it even starts. But God's holding up your pentacle. You're too focused on the 3D material aspects of this world. There's more to everything than what you're allowing. Need to be vulnerable, touch with your feminine side. Somebody's trying to get away with something in a home sense. This is somebody being celebrated. Three of Wands in reverse. So this would be understanding. So in reverse, Lord of established strength. That makes sense. This is the Sun in Aries. So this is ruthless power drive, and really those ships are going to sink or not even come in. So right here, this person, if it was upright, they know that their ships are going to come in. Reverse, they're going to sink, or they're not even going to come in at all, because there's no understanding, right? So somebody counted their chickens before they hatched, right? Somebody feels like they won something. Somebody feels like because of this that they're the victorious one in this. I'm not sure if that's a third party or somebody out of this energy. Like, let's say if you were to leave somebody, then the other person feels like, I won. And then they found out that, no, like Battleship, like, you sink. That's not really what happened, because there's no understanding here, right? Just because you let go of one person doesn't mean that you're going to be with another, because I'm pretty sure that whatever you're going through, not letting people in, you're doing this with everybody, not just one person. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know why this other person would feel like victorious over this. Maybe they're just ego pride. They are Leos, so it could be that too as well. I mean, it just seems like Leos, because Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, they're fire signs. Leo's prideful, Leo the lion. But it might not be fire signs at all. It could be anything. It could also be you, that feeling like you won something, but in all actuality you didn't, because you might have thought you're getting away with something tangible. See, that's what it is. Okay, so you're not even engaged in a spiritual or emotional aspect of this, right? There's that pentacle. You're more of the tangible, like what you may be able to get out of it in a tangible sense, right? And you're prideful, like this is like, hey, look at what I got. You might like status a lot, right? And then the understanding of it all is that your ships are going to sink before they even come in. And that's the end. That's the finale. That's the final. Because you can't do this and expect this. It just doesn't work that way. You can't be half in anything for it to be successful in any form, in any way. So you have to be all in or not all, or all out. You're not going to win in a tangible sense, because in all actuality, spirituality is more important. Before, like our emotions, you have to be emotionally stable, because our heart chakras are green, in order to get money. Okay, so if you're not you don't have emotional composure, how do you think that your heart chakra and money is green, that's going to be a tangible result? Do you see what I'm saying? Everything is connected somehow, some way, and it can't just be one way and not the other. It has to be all in, right? Maybe you thought that you can get tangible things out of a situation, But then does that mean that you're just using them? You are an earth sign, so maybe you're more in a 3D aspect, but what I'm trying to say is that, well, then if this is about a relationship, you can't be in a relationship for tangible reasons. That's not what relationships are for. You know, I might as well just have a business partnership. Do you see what I'm saying? Because you have to be emotional, you have to be vulnerable, you have to have a feminine aspect. You can't just run before the cups, you know, run dry. You're so worried about things in a 3D sense that maybe you're forgetting about, you know, I'm not saying that you're not spiritual, but sometimes we go through life where we're hurt enough to not even care. I'm not saying that you don't care, but I'm just saying that it does, you know, this world does get to us. However, we can't cut corners, and we can't be, like I said, we can't do things half-assed. We have to be all in or nothing. And God is all-knowing and all-seeing, so as slick and sly as we think that we are, we're not going to get away with anything with him. Or the universe, as a matter of fact. And that's why they're sitting there saying, like, hey, you can do this all you want for tangible reasons, but your ships are never going to come in, right? And it's going to be over. And you might actually pass up something that might have been really great. And you're never going to know unless you give it a chance, right? So there's your reading, Virgo. I hope that, and if this isn't you, then it's the person. I mean, like I said, we often mirror our partners. So just take it as it resonates. Don't make it make sense, guys. But this is the reading for January. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Love and light.